Using the Lean Canvas and engaging in user-centered design and design thinking has allowed me to work in a space where my ideas can grow and develop. Looking back, my first Canvas was very different than my current version, but I still stayed within the same overall goal, which is to increase database use through the South Carolina Discus site. My first Canvas, however, was almost completely student-centered. Looking back on it now, there were many areas for improvement. First of all, there was a lack of a clearly worded unique value proposition. It was also less creative and not as specific in how to solve the problem, and it completely left out teachers in the process. My second Canvas did improve upon being more focused, but it was still primarily student-centered, as I was still assessing the impact of teachers on database use. It was strong in that it did take into account teachers' roles in database use for the first time, and it did have a better description of the problems, but the solution needed a great deal more focus. Validation was key to creating my third version of the Canvas. I started out by surveying students. I wanted to know about students' experience level with the Discus database system. If they were already knowledgeable, then my project would need to be changed. However, what I found was that they had absolutely no idea what Discus was. It was then that I also began to think about teachers in this process and talk to some of them. I knew as a teacher myself that most teachers knew about Discus, but few that I knew of really used it. So I first started by asking how many of them used it, and none of the teachers that I polled used Discus in their classrooms, and I did ask teachers from a variety of content areas, including ELA as well as math and social studies. I also asked them why they didn't use it, and most of them said something related to time, in that students did not know how to get to the site, they didn't know how to use the different resources there, and so it took a lot of their class time to do that. So I asked them, would they use it if students had the needed searching skills? And most of them said they would. The entire process was very helpful to both creating my current project and giving me a new way to approach problems and product design. The Lean Canvas method really helped me to organize my thoughts. Going through several iterations also allowed me to regularly assess my own work and develop and strengthen my ideas. This was greatly helped from peer feedback, as most of the feedback was encouraging on the problem that I chose to address, which further to me validated that I had a good idea and project that I was working on. My final version, therefore, evolved from two prior versions. It was validated from teachers and students and peer feedback into this current version, which is much more concise and specific about the root of the problem. In moving forward, I will need to begin development and do more testing and validation. First, I would like to start with teachers and providing resources for them. Content-specific resources and videos will be particularly helpful in showing the usefulness of the Discus site. I would then like to test teacher interest after providing those resources and see if they are more interested in using the resources that are available. I'd also like to, around the same time, provide students with resources, some short videos that they could use to familiarize themselves more with how to get to Discus and how to use it. I would observe them and get additional feedback. I would then compile these resources onto the website to start the database DARE. I would be starting small just to see how many people begin using it, and throughout this process, again, continue to assess teacher and student use of the website and the resources that are available there. As the process continues, There will certainly be more changes, but as this process has shown me, change is really a catalyst for forming better ideas.